What's up, gang? All right, new video. We're reacting to Virgo with this video of why you have to sell your soul to become great. All right, let's see what it is. Let's get it. Let's go.
What do we have for Little Uzi?
Vert. It's my father, the Pale Emperor.
And he is?
Listen here. At age 27, I will leave this earth for this man right here. He's the Pale Emperor.
The music business is ran by the devil. So the music business is only designed to get as many people to go away from God as possible. So what happens is the devil needs workers. And by workers, he needs people who have influence, who can mislead or misguide people away from the light into the darkness. So this is why the artist is powerful. So the artist is the mouthpiece, okay? That artist is the mouthpiece between the devil and the fan.
You said that music, like,
Do y'all believe in this? Interesting statement. Very powerful statement, but is it true?
in terms of getting paid, it's like the biggest thing, and owning all your art.
Yeah, because it's the mind industry that I chose to be a part of. So it's like I accept that I run with it, but don't be a dumbass at the same time.
Some creepy shit, not gonna lie. Especially from YB.
You gotta understand that using me as entertainment, and this shit becomes self-destruction too. Because I ain't no entertainer. You know, some shit can be spoke on.
Selling your soul, a term that is often described as someone who signs a contract in which they give up their soul figuratively in a sense of no longer being in control of one's image and career.
And I signed my soul. I sold my soul to the devil. I signed myself to the devil. I don't even
Who is this though? Like, who is this? Does anyone know who this is?
own myself no more. And I done prayed. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. You know, it's just like, I don't know if God can get me out of this.
And due to a lot of people being poor in not only upbringings but also mindsets, they often chalk up those who garner a lot of success, money, and status to them having to sell their souls. And as much as it pains me to sit here and say this today, they're actually kind of right. Not necessarily right about celebrities, the baby blood, and draconian reptilians, but more in a sense of how all celebrities, more specifically the greats of these niches, do sell their souls. In fact, almost every single person of all top niches today has sold their soul. And it's all due to a very simple yet often overlooked when it comes to any great in any niche. And I'm going to explain this to you so you can really decide, do you want to be great? Because we all hear about how cool and admirable it is to be a legend, the glory, the respect, the legacy, but we never speak to the dark side of being a legend, what comes with that, and what you're really giving up to become a great.
I think what they mean by selling your soul is not necessarily what they're talking about is like demon music, where artists are being used as, I don't know, catalysts to like persuade the masses into demonic rituals or whatever. I kind of think of it more metaphorically and more spiritually as, even look at fighters, right? Or like sportsmen, like Ronaldo. You can see how they dedicate themselves so much to their craft that it's almost like they've sold their soul, in the sense that they've given up so much of it. If it's family, friends, you know, time spent with their kids, or they've put out so many times and they've missed out so many opportunities that most people go through, even like as small things as like a school prom, or for example, just for their craft, in order to reach their heights. And it does work, you know, whatever you put all your energy to, all your focus to, you will get at any cost. So giving your life for a craft, is that called selling your soul? Let's see.
Before I explain that, I'm Alex the Virgo. I was chosen by God to shine my unique light and be the
Chosen by God, chosen by God. Yes, he is. He is. So am I. Let's go. Must rebuke these demonic things.
inspiration of life. Subscribe to me if you already haven't, which, let's be honest, you probably already have. And go ahead and like this video. With that, let me
Subscribe to me too. Gang, let's go.
explain though why you have to sell your soul to become a great. Let's look at the king of the latest new hobby that the entirety of anyone Gen Z and below is obsessed with. Streaming, and more specifically, Kai Cenat.
This is what I'm talking about. Kai Cenat, for instance. Would you say he sold his soul for streaming? I don't know. By that, I mean that he's not a demon guy. If anything, we all know he's a Christian that loves God. but metaphorically, you could say he has, as he be doing these, 30-day streams, these marathons that he do be doing, spending his time and putting all his energy into his craft. That's what I take it as.
Casanat, for all of you who don't know, was a 23-year-old streamer from the Bronx who quickly shot from being just another YouTuber to now, as of recently, the biggest streamer in the world. He's found a way to completely revolutionize the game of streaming, where it's not just something that people watch in their free time as a hobby, but now it literally is a career path. It is a way of life. It is TV in a sense. He is heavily respected amongst the youth of today and is considered a content comedic genius. Kids today no longer want to be rappers, actors, or astronauts. They want to be Kai Cenat, the streamer who lives the braggadocious, flamboyant, bougie lifestyle of a rapper without all the physical altercations and potential to go to jail. From the outside looking into a lot of the youth, his life is perfect. But what if I told you his life is actually dark? What if I told you he had to sell his soul to become this legendary Kai Cenat image that we love and uphold today? And I'm not saying this because I hate Kai Cenat, for all of you shrimp losers. I actually admire Kai Cenat and I actually study his work frequently. So stay with me, because I'm not just another hating ass nigga on the internet. Kai Cenat is not only consumed by millions of people every single hour of every single day, but he also influences all these people. If Kai Cenat says "gat" or "riz," before you know it, the whole youth of America will be saying that in everyday conversations.
Well, the people who produce the Oxford Dictionary have chosen their word of the year. It's Riz.
The fact that this got in the Oxford Dictionary is crazy. Crazy work.
Riz, let's explain what it means. It's short for charisma. It's a Gen Z creation. The dictionary defines it as style, charm, one's ability to attract a partner.
If he say he doesn't like an album and it's trash, then millions of people will agree and say it's trash as well. And this is what makes it where brands will pay Kai Cenat millions to endorse and influence audiences to consume their products.
It's here. Oh my god. Oh. Yo, what? It's a chicken Big Mac, yo.
You probably thinking, cool, what's the problem with this? He's making millions, generational wealth. Why is there always niggas complaining when another nigga makes it out and starts becoming successful?
Facts.
Alex the Virgo, you're a crab in the barrel. You're just a black man praying for another black man's downfall. Shame on you. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, speaking on behalf of God, nature, trees, shut your ass up. Because the whole reason I'm telling you this is for a greater point. Just stay with me. Since Kai Cenat is paid millions for this influence, he is no longer Kai Cenat a person. He is now Kai Cenat the brand. He is essentially just a canvas that whichever brand he chooses to work with can manipulate and bend to their agenda or goal. So this means not speaking on certain issues. This means withholding genuine opinions to situations, not expressing yourself as a human being for the sake of your brand, which literally is the whole point of life, to express your soul. So if you can't,
That's what I'm saying. I feel like as a creator, and that's the cost of it. I guess you can call that selling your soul, because now you're not just a person walking around. It's the cost of fame, Michael Jackson couldn't go around, going through shopping malls and eating with his family like normal people. That's just the cost of fame. And if that's called the selling your soul, then it is what it is, I guess.
express your soul, then somebody else will. And there's nothing really inherently wrong with this until there is. He can't be himself because he has to continue to be digestible to the masses. And anything that is for the masses is neither genuine or natural. Because to be genuine and natural means you will offend. You will say the wrong things. Remember, it's about brands and how marketable that you are. So Kai has to stay marketable. So now he has essentially become a horse to the carriage. A modern day jester of the court who pleases the masses in whichever way that is. But I say all this to say, do you want to be great? Being a great means in some regards no longer being human. No longer being yourself. No longer is your career, your brand, your artistic pathways completely yours. So when I say sell your soul, I mean in a sense you sell a part of you for monetary gain, for the validation and comfortability, I hope I said that the right way, for the masses. Genuinity is replaced by marketability. You no longer live for you. You live for how everybody else wants to project how they feel onto you. You are essentially a mirror and will always be unfairly subjected to scrutiny and judgments that are neither fair or even logical, because that's the nature of being seen and consumed by the masses. Kai Cenat, while he is a legend and a founder of a universe that is unique and creative in its own way, is a prisoner to his status and legendary title. It kind of reminds me of another legend, Michael Jackson, the legend.
Promise you haven't watched this video before, but this is exactly what I was talking about, Michael Jackson. But then he was talking about it being a prison, but at the same time, it's his gift, you know? If it wasn't for this, he wouldn't have the amount of money he has right now, you know? He wouldn't have the house he's in, the cars he does have. So how much can you call it a prison instead of the thing that's also giving him his freedom, you know?
Legendary king of pop. Everybody seems to love and adore Michael. Everybody aspires to be like him in all shapes and forms. And while, don't get me wrong, Michael Jackson is my biggest inspiration, he too also had to sell his soul to become great. Michael spent more of his time being Michael Jackson and on stage than he did enjoying his life. And that was partially due to his father abusing him to make him more successful.
No, he's gonna kill me. If he hit me, I would hit him back, which was terrible. I would run around the house and hide, but I would really get it more than anybody.
But it was also due to that same success that he did garner. Michael Jackson was so famous that he had to rent out a store and hire actors to pose in it as customers just to get the experience of shopping in a store.
It's my dream to go in a supermarket and just shop and be like everybody else. And
That's crazy. Could you imagine the level of fame? You have to hire actors just to pretend to be normal. Crazy.
Things in a basket.
To fulfill his wishes, his friends booked the whole supermarket as a gift for MJ, so there were only him, his friends, and the Mart employees.
He had so much social anxiety because since he was 5 years old, everything he said and did, while was loved and adored, was also manipulated by millions to be seen as malice and hated.
That you molested this boy.
Totally false. Before I would hurt a child, I would my wrists. I would never hurt a child. This is totally false. I was outraged. I could never do something like that. It's people with a dirty mind that
I find it really sad now how artists have so much pressure, and I mean like musical artists right now, that it's not just about the music for them anymore. Like, you get a fan base and they're so into you that they want to know what you like, what you think about, and when it really is just about the music, you know? Like, we should not be knowing these guys' opinions of what his favorite food is, you know?
think like that. I don't think that way. That's not me. Remember something, just because it's in print doesn't mean it's the gospel. People write negative things because they feel that's what sells. Good news to them doesn't sell.
He had to give up his whole life for success and greatness. Literally his childhood. He had to give up relationships with potential lovers even.
But Michael wanted so much more, is why we probably went our separate ways. He wanted to be the biggest star in the world, and he wanted to associate with certain people that I didn't want to associate with, certain type of women, and thought that it would be best for him in his career to be with certain types of women. I think that he felt he would be more accepted in the world that he wanted to go in the world he wanted to dominate. Elvis Presley was the king of rock and roll, so he wanted a title like that. So he made himself look the part that he felt would get over, that he would become a huge star.
To be a legend means you have to be able to be worldwide. While Michael is iconic and the greatest to ever do it, period, to become a great, in a sense, to be backed by the machine, to be seen as number one, the legend, the legacy that everybody aspires and looks up to, he had to give up a lot of his God-given time, his true self, his childlike self, and genuinity for other people, his soul.
Legit, so I wouldn't say... For fame, you're not selling your soul to the devil. More or less, the devil is the public, and you've sold yourself to the public, you know? Michael Jackson wasn't his own man. He sold himself to us, you know, the consumers. So who is the real devil? Crazy.
You could say. He had to sell a part of his soul, which your soul is none other than the pure essence of yourself, and is ever present specifically in children, in exchange for the title and career of greatness. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you want to be great? Because understand this, one, you don't need to be the greatest or considered a legend to make loads of money, find a large audience, or to be respected and remembered. And two, being subjected to the title of a legend, you are essentially letting go of yourself and becoming a mirror and whiteboard for people to write and fill up with their own thoughts and opinions. Being a great is amazing, seductive, magical, but also horrific and suffocating. A great is the same as a gladiator. While in the moment it is an undeniable, polarizing spectacle. When these warriors choose to be champions, they are also choosing to risk and sacrifice their lives and souls for the same cheers of glory that will one day turn into the cheers of their defeat. So I ask you one last time, do you want to be great?
Also, don't give yourself so much pressure, you know? I think you should know your goals and chase after your goals and worry about it when you get there. You know how they have these things of, they call it rich people problems, where there's problems that only rich people have. And it's like, let's worry about rich people things when we are rich, you know? Let's get out of where we are right now, you know? We'll face those hills when we get to them, you know? So just, I don't know, put your head down. Don't give yourself so much pressure. Just be like Kai, you know? Kai just be doing his own thing, enjoying his streams, being funny, you know, making connections with him and his audience, you know? So just, I don't know, go with your goals, do with what you want to do, and the rest will follow.
Because this is what comes with it. Go check out my Twitch because I'm streaming on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Friday. I'm going to try. No, I'm going to say I'm going to do. Then, you know what I'm saying, my second channel where you're going to see clips from my stream and also, you know what I'm saying, reactions. Check out that, Alex the Virgo Live. And go check out my Patreon, The Children's, you know what I'm saying, join the community, join tier 2. If you give like...
Shout out Alex the Virgo. Great video. A lot of very mentally stimulating. I enjoyed it. What's greatness to you guys? Leave it down in the comments. Would love to hear your opinions. If you made it this far, thank you again. Please like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Would help me out a lot. And yeah.
Amen.